Hey guys, welcome to the summer doldrums. I've heard so many people say band conditions are just horrible. Can't make this happens every year, guys. Every year, June in the northern hemisphere, it's the doldrums. Forget about the 10-meter band. Yeah, you may get some sporadic E or whatever, but what's going on? I've done videos over the last 2 or 3 years. Every year this time I'll talk about it. But what happens is, as the Earth is tilted, we're at the summer solstice. The ionosphere is heating up. The D layer gets really thick, and what happens is called absorption or blanketing. So it's hard for signals, especially the higher HF signals, to get through it and bounce off the F layer of the atmosphere, which is also expanded and bigger and not as reflective. There's just so much going on. If you don't understand the summer doldrums, I have a video out there called blanketing. I think last year I did it, but there's a few out there, but it's really not what this video is all about. I really wanted to talk about, I haven't put a lot of stuff up. I haven't been able to get out and operate portable in this rough time anyway. I know field day's coming up and good for that. Maybe they'll bring some, it'll tickle the ionosphere. Some things will happen there, but yeah, it's really been tough. And then, like for me yesterday, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go out and get in the gray line, and which is the time to operate right now. Morning, as I usually do, early morning and late evening, late afternoon gray line. But yesterday was a crazy day. Weather here, it looks like this upcoming weekend is going to be rough. So the summer doldrums plus the summer thunderstorm time is a tough time. And if you follow me, follow the channel, I've been throwing up some shorts, just having some fun. I like to go back through some of my old videos and look at some of the food I ate, or maybe an antenna I put up or whatever, just having some fun with it. But I really haven't put any long form content out, but I'll be back. I promise you. It's my favorite thing to do, is to get out and operate and do things. Really wanted to give an update on the channel, say hello to everybody. Like I said, I haven't done a long form video in a while, and just talk about some things. I know in the past I was telling everybody that I was going to go on what we'll call I don't want to use the DXpedition term, because this really isn't a DXpedition. I'm going DXploring. I'm going to go explore and play some radio in another part of the world. I've done that before. I think the most I've grown and really learned as a ham radio operator was the time I was in Europe. Being an American, always knowing how things worked and acted in the States here. When I was over in Poland working there for those couple of years back and forth, really learned a lot as an operator about, time of day, conditions, DXing. I just love HF DXing in our hobby. So I've been telling everybody I'm really planning, and I've pretty much the trip's put together. And it's different than what I said I was going to do. My original idea was to maybe do 2 cities. I thought about maybe hit an Australian city, hit a New Zealand city, and try to put all this in 8 or 9 days. And, I was maybe over aggressive on that idea. I really want to go to both places, but I settled also after looking at playing with the numbers and making it work. I'm going to one spot, one location, and that location is going to be Brisbane. I'm just going to go to the VK and operate there. It would give me a full 8 total days to be in one spot and really experience the culture, the life there, what it's like to operate, in Australia, a place I've never been. I've been all over the world. So also thinking about that was preparing for the flight. I've flown around the world. I've gone a lot of places. I don't think I've ever flown that far. The farthest I've ever gone, and it took a day and a half. It was a long flight. I left here in Norfolk, Virginia on the East Coast and flew to Seoul, Korea. And I remember, and that wasn't even the end of the journey. We left Seoul and went down to Busan. But that was, quite a few years ago I was working, but I just remember like going through day to night to day to night. And I remember that first day or two that I was there, oh my God, the jet lag was just unbelievable. And I know if I try to put too much into 2 places, of courses of 8 days, it's not going to happen. So here's the plan. Basically, it's done. This is what I'm going to do. Going to leave here on a Thursday afternoon on the flight. This will be Thursday, November 5th. And I will land. It's about 24 hours to get to Brisbane. I'll land there at 6:30 on Saturday morning. I'm going to try to figure it out and force myself to stay up and sleep and get a little bit or some rest on the plane. But I know that first day there, that Saturday, November 7th, is just a jet lag, a wash, getting it all together. So get there, kind of get my wits together, try to stay up through the day and get my time clock jet lagged out. I'll work on all that stuff. But so then really start my fun there on Sunday, November the 8th. There in the where I'm going to stay is it's right on Moreton Bay there, the Red Cliff area over in that area. It's reason I want to stay in that area is really reminds me a lot of the culture and where I'm at. You know, a suburban area that's on a bay, like here on the Chesapeake Bay for me, you know, on the East Coast, you have Brisbane, the East Coast. I just think there's a lot of similarities. I really want to experience the culture there. Now, I really want to experience things that you know, I've done some research, stuff I want to try there. I'm going to go out on the beach in the morning. I know time of day will be totally different. I'm not going to be making the contacts where I make them over here. For me to talk back to the States will be evenings. I know probably 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'll do some of that as well. But I want to get some other countries in the log. I like the DX experiment there. So I'm going to do some different operating on the beach. I'm going to stay right on the beach there. It's kind of more of a town beach, though. It's not really secluded, but going to try that out. I know on Sundays there in the Red Cliff area is a big market day. I'm looking forward to going to that. BG Way is there. I want to see that. Really want to try some of the local seafood, barramundi fish. I've never had that ever. That's local there. Something I'm really looking forward to because here in the States, I love lobster. I love crawfish. I want Moreton Bay bugs. Moreton Bay bugs there, like somewhere in between those two. Looking forward to really experience that culture there with that and do it and be there the whole week. I think if I'm there the whole week as well, maybe Tuesday, I'll make a day trip, an excursion up to somewhere on the Sunshine Coast just for the day, hit a beach up there, maybe a place to eat and check out there on the Sunshine Coast on Tuesday, and then maybe Thursday down to the Gold Coast. So they're close enough to make 2-day trips, but still be staying in the same spot. So that's the idea. Brisbane is where it's going to be. If you're in the Brisbane area, if you're a member of the Brisbane Club, I know I have talked to a few people. Marty, he sent me an email and I get back with him. Marty with Mad Dog Coils, guys like that. I really would love to get with you, meet with you, and maybe we can even put some content together. We can go operate together or what have you, and do something like that. I really want to try stuff like that. Now, this has all really been a dream of mine to bring the channel to more of a culture of operating somewhere and getting out. I've done it, as you know, in Rhode Island. I would use a different antenna, different, transceiver or whatever, and then go experience the area around me. I really want to expand it more, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. Now, people I know, I talked about getting over to the Auckland area. If this works out and I can continue it, maybe the following November I'll go there. But right now I'm just going to put all my thoughts and my energy into this one area and really soak up, what it's like to be an Australian ham radio operator. What if Salty Walt lived in Australia? This would be my life. I want to experience it like that. Kind of almost make it my second home for 8 days and do that and try the stuff that I would do here, the seafood, the sites, maybe run up to a different beach and check it out. I want to do that. All this is really being made possible because of you guys. You guys using my DX Engineering affiliate has worked. I mean, the flight and the hotel is pretty much covered now through what I've gotten from you helping me by buying and shopping at DX Engineering through my affiliate link. Thank you for that. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. DX Engineering, thank you for putting this all together for me and making it happen. Just amazing. I appreciate it. So that's with that said, that's kind of the idea there is, keep it rolling. After this, maybe some other locations. Getting close to retirement, maybe every 2 or 3 months or once a quarter, I can go to a different place. I don't know if I'll go as far away as Australia all the time. Maybe for me, I can get to the Caribbean in a matter of hours, stuff like that over time, and really make this channel more about the culture of operating, getting out and exploring. Nothing against, I've said this before, I love the other people's contents. I want to be different and want this channel to be about the culture of portable operations. And like I named it Coastal Waves and Wires, especially on the coast. That's what I like to do. I know people say, why don't you go inland or whatever? I'll do that too eventually, but it's just not where my heart's at. It's not what I like to do. I like to travel. I like to go to beaches. I like to operate with that saltwater amplifier there. So really want to keep that going in the channel, and we'll add more of that as well, and as where I'm going. So once again, if you want to continue that and help me, go buy yourself something. Matter of fact, you know what? As I film this, this week, actually this upcoming Friday is my birthday. Buy yourself something for my birthday. There you go. Go to DX Engineering. I'll put the link below, because you're really making content for this channel happen by shopping there and making your ham radio purchases there. Go buy yourself something nice. It's my birthday. I want you to get something really nice. Anyway, I don't care. A $5 piece of wire, whatever. Just it all adds up and helps me as well. Another thing that I've got lately, I got mine now, is these are, everybody wanted some merch. Here they are. These t-shirts, I love them. They're like, the quality is amazing. Their comfort colors is the type of t-shirt. I'm a big boy, a 2X. On the front, you'll see the new and updated Coastal Waves and Wires logo. This is the available in white, the Stay Salty Crab. I love this thing. This is so awesome. But my favorite, and this is the one that's really cool. Same quality, same t-shirt, just in a different color. The Crank Up the Saltwater Amplifier Dolphin. These things are so cool. If you haven't seen in the early when I announced these, I hired actually an artist that works with surf shops here in the Mid-Atlantic, Virginia Beach, Outer Banks of North Carolina. He does other artwork for surfwear, beachwear, that type of stuff, and put a lot into that. And I'm going to be honest with you right now, I haven't even broken even yet. I got to get him paid. I paid him, but I have to recoup what I did. But I wanted these to be nice. So if you purchased one of these and you have it, here's what I asked that you would do. And I'll try to share these maybe over time in videos on my social media, whatever, but take a picture of yourself in the shirt, or take a picture of the shirt, take a picture of your loved one in the shirt, take a picture of your pet in a shirt, whatever. Hashtag Coastal Waves and Wires, A&D, spell it out. Coastal Waves and Wires, hashtag. Instagram, anything, X, put it out, get it out there. I want to grab all these that I can, and I'll put up a big, maybe a collage or something eventually over time. More shirts are going to come. I'm going to have more once I break even on these, and I've recouped what it cost me to get these going. We'll do some other designs. This artist is so amazing. I do want some other cool designs. I know for maybe well before, maybe even in October, November, I'm thinking something like, one to commemorate, I can speak here, commemorate my upcoming DXploring trip to VK. Maybe we'll have one with a kangaroo or a koala or something like that, platypus. We'll do something cool with that. But that's kind of where I'm at. So if you've purchased one, thank you. If not, I'll put a link below. I know I'm sounding like a sales guy, and I'm sorry, but you guys are just making things happen for me, and I wanted to, get up and tell you that as well. A couple other things you guys may know if you have my first book, my Salty Wallets Portable Antenna Sketchbook. The second one is crushing. It really is doing so good. Thank you so much for that. The ARRL with these two books is really what's really amazed me is the amount of just attention is brought to this channel. And I know as soon as both times the books were published, I watched the subscribers just go way up, and I appreciate that. I really do. Really want to grow this channel. I said my birthday's this week. I got one more year. I'm really trying a year from this week to retire and take this channel full-time all the way, and just, have fun with it and do what I can, and make great content that inspires people to get out and have fun in our hobby, because I'm just passionate about HF amateur portable radio. I love it. So there you go. Just wanted to give a quick update. I don't know how much more I can say this, but I'm going to say it again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for everyone that has making this dream come true for me with this channel, with amateur radio, with ham radio, being able to get out on beaches, travel, books, my shirts. I would have never, I'm pinching myself sometimes. I can't believe that I'm living this amazing dream in this hobby. And I thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. If you do nothing more than just watch my videos, thank you so much. If you watch my videos, look and see if you're a subscriber. If not, please subscribe. It's funny. I look at it, all my videos, it's like only about 50% of the people watching them are actually subscribers. So subscribe to the channel. You won't miss anything. And I promise you, every video won't be me showing everything I want you to buy. And you don't have to buy any of this. I'm just excited about it. I'm happy. Life is great. Until next time, I'm Salty Walt, K4OGO. There's a channel update. I will try, it's supposed to rain again this weekend, but I'll try to get out portable. I've got a lot of stuff I want to play with, and I got some stuff coming. Hey, I got a buddy hex beam coming, so I can't wait to get out with a hex beam. I got stuff coming. Can't wait to get out there. Content to the channel is coming, and you'll be a lot more long form. In the meantime, you might see a few shorts of me eating. All right, I rambled long enough. Stay salty, my friends.